Welcome. Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to my subscriber lesson about IELTS exam. So it's Thursday morning here in the UK, and our local time is 6:29 a.m. Once again, I'm with my regular live stream about IELTS exam. And if you're planning to sit for the IELTS exam, or if you haven't got your record score, possibly this class will help you get that. This class will make you aware all the strategies, rubrics, how you can obtain your required score. IELTS exam is not only an exam for knowing English, rather it is the techniques and strategies through which you know how you can get the required score. Okay, and if you remember, we had a listening test yesterday, and today, if my subscribers are happy, most probably we'll continue it, or if not, we're going to discuss something else. Okay. Hello, Tayo. Welcome. You've just subscribed here. Thank you very much. Looks like you have subscribed on a trial basis. If you've got time, please hop on. I have invited you. Hello and welcome.
Gimana?
Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I am from Indonesia.
Yeah, but your background is very noisy. It's a bit annoying, you know.
Yes, I am no English courses in my country.
Okay.
Sorry. Maybe just I will join this time. Maybe it's good for me. I will
All right. How long have you been using this application?
Yes, sir.
You know, because of a noisy background, I can't hear you clearly. Is there any way you can go to a quiet place?
Scale-nya besar. Opportunities itu tuh, ya. Tapi kalau untuk thank you so much for your time, ada satu pilihan. Oke, betul nggak? Waktunya momennya pas.
Waalaikumsalam.
How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for joining. Tayo, is it okay to go to a quieter place, please?
Karena ini yang saya lintas. Oke. Yang saya lintas semuanya. Kalau dulu.
Welcome, Sharia.
Thank you, sir.
How
Thank
is
you
your
for having
day?
me.
You're very welcome, Norris. How is your day today?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's great. And how did you feel about the yesterday's test, about listening part?
I felt like I'm out of practice.
Well, that's why we're here, to practice and develop and grow more, you know.
Yes, sir, that's right.
Okay. We'll wait a little bit because there are some people who might be joining us. Tayo,
Yes,
unfortunately, your background is too noisy for all of us. If it is okay to, go to a quieter place and let me know, then I can bring you. Unfortunately, we don't want to be disturbance, or we don't want to be disturbed in our class, so that that affects everyone's listening and speaking. Okay. So what's the plan for today?
As the Eid is coming closer.
Hmm.
You can say that it is getting closer. We're getting busy every day.
Okay. And my mother-in-law is coming after the age she got 5 years visa, UK visa, you know.
Oh,
I applied for
that's
her.
great.
I'm her sponsor, so
Mm-hmm.
she got 5 years visa. She came previously as well with a different passport. Now they gave her,
Mm-hmm.
that time she was given only 6 months visa. Now they gave 5 years visa. That's really pretty cool.
Okay, so if you can say, or if I may know, what's the prerequisite to bring someone's mother-in-law or parents?
You mean if relatives, to bring relatives, you have to be the
Yes.
sponsor, the person who lives there, like a British
Mm-hmm.
citizen. And most of the times the required documents are my bank certificates, job guarantee, and accommodation
Mm-hmm.
guarantee. Okay, 3 documents from me, as well as sponsorship letter, 4, and other
Mm-hmm.
documents like my passport copy. And
Mm-hmm.
from her side, only her passport, her bank statement, and how she can cover the expense of tickets and other things. For visit, it's very easy. There is no hassle.
So to sponsor someone, you have to be a citizen.
You have to be citizen, yeah, and you have to have an accommodation where you can, you know, uh,
Mm.
guarantee that the person will live with you and he will bear all the expenses.
Okay.
So you have to give it writing, and there is a form. We call it home
Mm-hmm.
office. That means our authority that controls all the visas, okay, including passports.
Okay.
We have to give.
So is there any health benefits for them?
Yes, as a visitor, if she's sick here, I can take to
Mm-hmm.
any accident and emergency in any, and it's free for all the visitors.
Oh, okay.
Okay, even if not, I can take her to the private clinics, or there are many private
Mm-hmm.
clinics around London and all over the UK, but they're very, very expensive though. But um, health benefits is also I think it's partly given to the visitors.
Partly.
Partly,
Okay.
yeah. Because I remember one of my junior friends came here, and he with
Mm-hmm.
family, and his wife was pregnant, and she was
Okay.
taken to the local hospital where they gave the birth of the child. They had to pay lump
Mm-hmm.
sum money to the hospital because they're not immigrant,
Okay.
they're just visitors.
Okay. And how much would have to pay? How much they would have to pay if they were
It depends on the
they
what.
were
If, would-
citizens?
for the citizen is free totally, as I said. If you remember, for the
Totally
city,
free.
yeah,
Oh.
everything is free. Hospital, any operation, any serious problem, if you're taken to the hospital, you get everything freely.
Uh-huh. Almost like Canada.
But in Canada, they have got medical insurance. We don't need any medical insurance.
Oh. Okay.
So that's the big difference. In Canada, for the immigrants, it's a very amazing place. Except you have to pay medical insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and after that, everything's free. But here, people do not need any medical insurance. It's totally free. And that's why the NHS National Health Service was made in
Mm-hmm.
1947 to provide services for each and every residents of the country, regardless their
Mm-hmm.
financial situation. Okay, but until the Brexit came, now
Mm-hmm.
Europeans have to pay if they come from their country to this country to take this.
Yes, you talked about this issue the other day.
That's right.
It was becoming a burdensome thing for
It
UK.
was honestly, and there is a memorandum, that
Mm-hmm.
whether should we be part of the uh, European Union or not. And you
Mm-hmm.
know what? It is found from the statistics. All the NHS workers, 95% of them voted that we should leave EU because
Oh,
they're taking the all these facilities of this country where it should be priority of our own citizens, own residents.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. And what about the education sector? Is it also free up to a certain level?
Up to A level, education is
Oh.
totally free. You don't have to pay anything at all. But we pay through our tax. They take all the money.
Mhm.
And if you remember,
Mm.
did I explain the taxation how it works in the UK? If you get a salary more than £40,000 a year, you get paid 40% tax. That is the highest tax. Okay, the lower
Yeah,
the salary,
40% is too high.
yes. So if you're
I
earning
don't
100,000,
think there's any other country.
go on.
I don't think there's any other country which charges this much.
They do in Australia as well. In many
Oh.
many other countries they do. They've got a system. Like if you're earning £100,000 a year, you're paying forty
Hmm.
thousand pound to the government, and you're getting only £60,000. But you are get in return, you're getting free education for your child, free health service,
Mm.
which is amazing, world class service, and also uh, your child is entitled to get free travel up to 18 years old. Okay, after 18,
Okay.
he has to pay for his transportation
Transportation is also free up to 18 years.
up to 18 years. Yes, especially
Okay.
in Greater London and surrounding
So,
area.
so we can say that uh, England takes basic rights very seriously.
It is indeed. And you see, if a child is born in this country, it's government's duty to
Mm.
protect the child. So they say that's why every child matters. There is a dialogue.
Mhm. Mhm. That's what I was thinking about the other day, about the basic rights. Because if the government does not want to provide basic rights for free for its people, then what's the meaning of having basic rights?
Exactly.
Like
And
if
also,
yes, yes, okay.
also I should mention this, though it is needless to say, but it came as a part of a conversation. Many African and Asian parents, they control their child. They beat them sometimes.
Mhm.
Beating a child
Mhm.
is a violation of law in this country. You can't beat your child. You can
Mhm.
abuse it verbally, physically. Okay. So if it happens, then you'll be taken to the court. It happens quite a few incidents. It came to the local paper
Mhm.
as well. So when children go to school every morning, at the gate
Mhm.
there is a teacher always welcomes them. Okay, and
Okay.
one day one teacher noticed that a boy was crying, and
Mhm.
she also noticed that he has got some hand mark on his face. And the teacher asked him, "What happened? Why are you crying? How did this mark come from?" The boy doesn't want to talk. Then the
Mhm.
teacher noticed that it is from, say, year three, for example. And in each class,
Mhm.
there is a class supervisor, and asked the class supervisor to find out what's happening. And by interrogating, the boy told the teacher that his father beat him. And then they called police and social service department straight away. They grabbed the
Mhm.
child's father from the workplace, arrested him, and took to the jail and gave him a show cause. Why did you beat your child? It is the violation and against the law of this country. And the father was not aware of this anyway. He
Mhm.
said sorry and he was penalized, and he gave a written warning and that he wouldn't do it in the future. Okay, so this is a
Mhm.
very common problem in Western countries. We call it domestic violence, especially
Mhm.
children, women. They are abused physically and verbally very often.
Mhm.
That's why we have got social service department to protect the women and the children of this country and many Western countries.
If we want to establish similar procedures in our country, in Bangladesh, I think it will not be possible because uh, to implement something such effectful, such
Effectively.
effectively, you'll need proper utilization of law, and everyone in that department, like social service department, they will have to take their job seriously. But as we can see that what I can say about that,
Yeah, I understand you're trying to
everyone.
adapt the model in your country, in Bangladesh.
Mhm,
Now, there are many limitations for this. A country like Bangladesh. Number
mhm.
one, we've got huge population. Okay. Number two,
That's right.
we don't have enough people to control it, who will be in charge to take these type of incidents. Okay.
Mhm.
And next would be our law and order is there, but it is not applied accurately.
That's right.
Do you know that British police are the only police in the world who always, addresses you as a sir and all the girls as a miss or missus or madam? I haven't seen any other police around
Okay.
the world they say sir or miss or missus. And even the public servant who works for the government like us, we are,
Mhm,
it's part of our organizational communication that we have to address them as a sir, all the patients, male and female as a
mhm,
miss who are under 18, and also all the
mhm,
women as a missus or miss.
mhm.
So just picture it when you go to a local police station and they harass you. Why they have to harass you? This the matter. You see, a country would be developed depending on different factors: education rate, their consciousness about the law and order, and your rights, your
That's right.
human rights, your civil rights, and also they should be aware about what is happening. You know,
That's right. We see a completely opposite picture here. Here the
they
public servants, they want to be addressed as sir, but they don't want to address their customers as sir.
exactly.
They think it's related to their pride, and that's why they take it very seriously. And nowadays, doctors and pe- I should say that people from every sector, the officials from every sectors, they're demanding to be addressed as sir.
You see, the problem here now. Now,
They demand it. That's the problem. They demand to be addressed as sir. They don't want to be addressed as sir.
mhm. And also, as a matter of fact, you cannot be a police officer in this country. You cannot be an army
Mm-hmm.
officer, commission and non-commission, unless you have
Mm-hmm.
got a clear, police report for the last 10 years. Hi, Madina,
Mm-hmm.
welcome. Okay. And also, there is a process called betting. I'm writing it, okay?
Okay.
Betting authority. Madina, welcome.
Betting.
Hello,
Okay.
teacher. Hello, everyone. Teacher, I'm sorry I am late a bit.
No worries. We are just having a conversation today. Okay.
Hi, Madina. How are you?
Hi, brother.
Mhm. Okay, let me finish it.
Betting authority.
Let me finish it quickly. So when you apply to be police officer or an army officer, you have
Mm-hmm.
to pass literacy test, numerical test, and you have to have at least A-level education if you want to be a non-commissioned army officer. Then after that, you have to
Okay.
pass the physical test, then drug test, then police clearance for the last 10 years. And after that, if
Okay.
you are successful for all of these tests, there is vetting authority where it is
Mm-hmm.
like a committee from different sectors of the society. They will say
Mm-hmm.
whether you can be a good officer or not. They'll see all the records and they will vote you. Okay, this
Okay.
person can be police officer. This person can be an army officer. So there is no corruption. There is no biasness. There is no other influence from anywhere that, oh, can you please take my son as police officer? No, it doesn't work that way. And even in the British Army, there is a provision if you are from a Commonwealth countries, You can apply as an army
Mhm.
officer. Do you know that? People don't know that. And
No, I
when I
don't.
was in Germany working for the British Armed Forces, I found many Asians. They came to study in the UK. They apply as an army officer. They got chance and they left their job because they got the job and they're trained outside. When they become a permanent citizen after 3 years, then they can
Mhm.
come back to study again. Those people are so clever. I met many Indians and many
Mhm.
Nepalese as well, Gurkhas, and few Bangladeshis and a few Pakistanis.
Okay. Okay.
You see that becoming a government officer is not easy in this country.
Mhm. Yes, that's right.
All right, let's.
Because they don't take bribe.
No, you can't take a bribe.
It will be a big problem for if we consider that situation in Bangladesh. It will be a big problem because getting something without bribe is not common thing.
It's totally
We
violation.
expect expect our officials to receive bribe.
Yeah, that is that tragedy and irony of our country. Many countries, not only our country, I should say more or
Yes.
less many Asian and African countries, the system is like that.
Mm,
We have to break the system.
like,
You can break the system only
that's it.
when a country is rich economically, when the officers are given enough salary and wages, then they don't have to think of taking bribes.
That's right.
Okay, welcome back, Medina and Sharia. Sorry, we are just have discussing about the some of the system of the UK. Wow, it is different from many other countries.
Yeah. Okay, teacher.
Okay, how was the yesterday's test, Medina? The listening test.
It was like first one. It was a bit easy, but the second one is a bit hard.
Yeah, I do understand, but that is the one of the sample test of IELTS exam in the part three. Sharia can tell it better. So first, I think second, the first test was the part two, and the second test was like part three of IELTS exam. And
Mhm.
part
That's right.
one of the IELTS listening is very easy. It is like rephrasing or paraphrasing the sentence. Okay,
Yes.
Okay, yeah, teacher.
that's why I just chose two and part three so that you know how to answer it. Okay, today let's do some uh, speaking test. Medina, shall we?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. I was expecting, Dr. Rosie every time she's late and she always thinks that it should be in Indian time. Okay, so as you might be aware, Medina and Shari is always aware of it. In IELTS exam, there are three parts of speaking. Task one is general question, which is very easy and common questions. And task two is the cue card, where you'll be given a topic and you'll be given some questions. You'll be also given 1 minute to organize your ideas, and in the paper will be provided. Okay, and after that you must speak at least 2 minutes.
Okay.
That's
Okay, my suggestion would be speak as much as possible and speak
mm-hmm.
until the examiner says you stop it now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's choose this topic today. Describe an interesting animal you have seen. I'm going to
Mhm.
pinpoint in the comment section. Then I'm going to show.
Mhm. But I haven't seen an animal.
You have not seen?
Like, yeah.
Okay, so what animals can you describe? This is the first and foremost understanding. People think that you have to describe something different. No, if you like a dog or a cat, you can describe it because that is an interesting animal for you. Okay, and
Mm.
some people describe zebra or giraffe because they're amazing because giraffe's neck is very tall and zebra is all this colored white stripes. That's why we call the zebra crossing in the UK when you're, at the traffic light.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So these are the questions. What animal it was? Did you notice that, Sharon and Medina? These questions are in past tense. First one. Second one is present
Yes.
tense. Third one is past tense. Fourth one is present tense. And fifth one is any other related information. It could be present, past, or future.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the amazing part of IELTS exam, understanding the questions appropriately. Most of the times
Okay.
it happens, learners sometimes fail to understand what's the question about and they can answer it. If you understand something that it's easy for you, in the twinkle of an eye, you can answer it.
Yes.
Shariar, I can hear the ferryawala is calling. Eh? That's a typical part in Bangladesh.
It's the other side.
Like, oi murgi. Sorry, Madina, I'm just
They sell,
making it.
they sell, they sell everything. They sell everything related to your household
Yeah.
products.
Okay, take 1 minute, both of you, and let me know when you're ready. I'm going to check the time, by the way, so that yeah. Uh,
Okay.
uh, Before joining here, I was in Ryan's live stream for a while, Canadian teacher Ryan, and he
Mm-hmm.
was mentioning you, Medina.
Me.
Y-
Oh.
yes, because I was introducing like you, dear everyone, otherwise I'm going to kill you. And Ryan said, hey, Rahat, has Medina joined his classes? I said, yeah, you're copying her introduction. I said, yes.
It's very creative.
Yes, that's why Modina is known to each and every teacher and many students for her introduction. Okay, any other question about this topic, Medina or Sharia?
Um, no.
Do you know that there is a special subject? It's called animal husbandry. Have you ever heard?
No.
Yes, I have heard about it.
Animal
Animal.
husbandry. Like it's like a being the husband of an animal. I joke very often. No,
Yeah,
it's not like that, yeah. Sorry.
it sounds like that, but it's not like that. Yeah.
Okay.
An woman can also can also do this. Can also do this animal husbandry. So there's no problem with that.
Definitely, yeah. Before
It's like
that,
bringing up animals,
right,
domestical area,
exactly.
domestic environment.
Hang on, I'm going to share another page which I sent to you. Yeah? Uh, do you remember that? Yeah, Sharia.
Yes, sir.
Where is this IELTS speaking? Sometimes I can't find it. Yes, found it. So before that, I'm going to share a page quickly. Yeah? Medina.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, if you need this page, Medina, let me know your email address. I can send you later.
Mm,
So we have to use linking words when you're speaking, like adding information,
Mhm.
time phrases, causes and solutions, expressing ideas, giving examples, being clear, contrasting and concessions. These words are very important for your writing as well as for speaking. Okay, because task 2
Okay.
is more analytical, more elaborative, as well as you can add your own opinion. Please remember
Mm.
that the more you practice these linking words, you'll be confident to describe things easily. Okay, so IELTS exam is not only knowing the English, also knowing the rubrics and the techniques, how well you can, present your speaking and writing.
That's right, sir.
And wherever possible, use compound sentences, please. Yeah, it will be really amazing. And do not start the topic straight away. Start with a with an introductory sentence like people are many people are animal lovers. Someone said like this, and I like animals too. And today I'm going to talk about the interesting animal I like. Okay. Someone
Thanks
started that animal is the
for
part.
giving this suggestion.
Yes, thank you. And it's, you can start maybe like this. Animal is the part of nature. They are the beauty of the nature. If you ever visit a zoo or if you go to a
Mm.
jungle, you'll see how freely they move. Then my interesting animal is this. Remember that in English language there is an amazing proverb. It is called "Well begun is half done." Have you ever heard this proverb? I'm sure, Sharia, you might have heard it. I'm writing it.
Yes, sir, that's right. If you
Well,
can begin it very well, then you have done the job by half.
yeah, well begun is half done. That means from the first sentence, your examiner and candidate will be able to understand how well you're going to do.
That's right.
Mhm.
All right, Medina and Shariat, do you need more time?
Yes. No, I'm prepared.
You're prepared. How about you, Medina?
Um, Only 1 minute, maybe.
Now you think of it. That's fine. I'll ask Shariat to speak, so you'll have more times to listen to him, and
Yes.
after that you can talk. But organize your ideas, what you're going to talk, then you start speaking. Great. So let us listen to Sharia. I'm going to start the stopwatch as soon as you say I'm ready.
Okay, sir. I'm ready.
Start speaking, please.
It's very difficult to find an interesting animal present days because we don't often go to zoo. But I found an interesting animal the other day on YouTube. I was watching a video. The channel's name was Nature Life, and it was showing a lion cub. So it was showing that a lion cub was separated from its mother, and it survived the wilderness on its own. So it made the video very interesting, and the activities of that lion cub was uh, so much emotional and so exciting to me. So uh, as the video goes on, it shows how the lion cub is uh, defending the dangerous situations. There was an incident when some hyenas came to attack that lion cub, but it somehow managed to keep away from the hyenas, and it ran so fast so that it can catch up its mother and other land cubs. Uh, and then the lioness, she protected that lion cub from those hyenas. And although the lion cub was weaker than his siblings, I can say, the other land cubs, he was trying his best to fit in the family. Uh, as we all know that when the mother gives milk to the lion cubs, then all the lion cubs want to get it at a time. But it's it's not possible for her to uh, give them all at a time, because there were six cubs, and so there was not enough option for them. And what happened all the time that the weaker cub was always left behind. So the lioness noticed it after a few days. When the cub was getting weaker, she uh, made some special efforts for that lion cub so that he can get his share too. And through the history, they were focusing on the lion cub and how it's getting better and better, interacting with the elders, interacting with the elders in the family, how he was preparing for his first hunting, how he was managing everything on his own. And though the other land cubs that were um, close to him, though they were friendly to him, but they as the lion cub was weaker than them, they could not always play with him. So it made him more sorrowful, and the whole story became very emotional. And the fact that it ended positively made me happy, because after a few months, the lion cub got stronger, and it made it hunted a buffalo for its family. The whole family was sharing the buffalo, and it acted like it became a grown up. So yes, in that way, it was very interesting. Thank you.
Pretty cool. You spoke about 5 minutes 15 seconds. That is amazing. Okay.
Okay.
Let me give you a little bit feedback. I'll suggest you to listen to it once you finish this live stream, because it will be recorded
Mhm.
and saved underneath my account as well as my YouTube channel. You just described the survival of the lion cub and how its mother took care of it. That's really cool. And amazingly, you amended one word, elder and older, which is
Mhm.
pretty cool. In IELTS speaking, if you ever do that, you will get a little bit extra mark, because the examiner will realize that, oh, the person is aware of the grammar mistakes and amended it straight away. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
And
Okay.
would you like to explain why we use elder and why we use older?
For family members, we use elder.
Right. Beyond the family, general, we use older.
We use older. Yes.
Very good.
You
And though,
taught this the other day.
exactly, more or less, your grammar is okay. And though you're mixing some of the British IP and American IP together, I'll suggest you
Mhm.
to use only one if you want to get more marks. Okay.
Yes, I'm practicing with that. But as I have already known, already mixed up things, so it's quite difficult for me to change all the words.
Yeah, it's acceptable though. As I'm saying, that's fine. But if you can change it, change it. That will be my suggestion only. Well done and bravo.
Yes, I'm trying to.
Felicitations for your 5 minutes 15 seconds
Thank.
speech. Medina, you have heard him, haven't you?
Uh, okay, now it's my turn.
It's your turn. Let me know when you like to start so that I can start checking the time. Are you okay?
Um,
Are you okay to start now?
okay. Yes, teacher.
Go on, please.
Hello, everyone. As you know, seeing animals and hearing their sounds can calm us down, and we go to zoos to see different animals. And it's difficult to find interesting animal. But today I will speak about my favorite or my interesting animal, and my it was an a hamster, and um, uh, I think this animal is interesting because after playing it in our hands, the animal washes the animal wash his hands and body with the water in his mouth, which he has in his mouth. He did this, and when he gets up, he does the same thing. Suddenly, he runs on a treadmill after every meal. I saw that animal for the first time when my father brought it home, and I named Black Eye because it has big black eyes and it's very beautiful. I was very excited to take it in my hand and play it for the first time because for the first time I get so small animal. And thank you, Daddy, for about this. Yeah, that's all, teacher.
Oh, you spoke only 1 minute 40 once again. Medina, you need to talk more.
But I have an idea now.
Okay, please bear in mind that the speaking task 2 or the cue card is nothing but making up a story. Okay, and it happened to many students.
Yes, that's right.
Sharia, it'll be surprised to know that
Mhm.
sometimes they say, "Teacher, we have to make a fake story." I'm saying, "Yes." Nobody's going to justify whether it's a fact or wrong or a fake story or a true story. The teacher is going to assess your English. Remember that. So whether you're telling a made up story or a false story, it doesn't make any difference for the examiner, and as long as you can speak well. So Medina, what you have to do is you have to speak a little bit more because 1 minute 41 seconds is not enough. You have to speak at least 2 minutes.
Oh my god.
So that is the mandatory requirement in IELTS part speaking part 2 or Q card.
Mhm.
Mm.
But I heard that sometimes the examiners stop before
Yeah,
2 minutes.
it depends on the examiner's
Stop the.
discretion. That's right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But it is the
Uh,
general requirement IELTS exam. If the examiner stops, that's fine.
yes, that's.
That's a different
Mm-hmm.
issue. But you have to have the target to speak at least 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay, so you are describing hamster. You can describe a little bit. How does the hamster look like? It's so cute, cuddly. Make it up. And it is looking at you. Looks like that. Yes, it is trying to talk to you. Make it up. Come on, Medina. Okay. And also, you explained that you saw in a zoo and why it is different, why it is interesting. Um, so you have to explain a little bit more. That's why part 2 is a bit more analytical, as well as you have to explain your cause, why and how it is an important and interesting animal once again. Okay, by the way, the word animal is not animal because there is a short sound, it is animal. Yeah. Did
Animal.
Animal.
Yes, it is like this A before L is like a short sound, and we don't pronounce short sound at all. It's rather than animal, it's
Mhm.
animal. Yeah.
Animal.
Animal.
Okay.
Okay, maybe Medina is still sleepy. That's why she couldn't speak more.
No, no. Okay, teacher, I will try. That sounds
Take the
animal.
screenshot. Maybe you can practice it later with Bengi because she didn't join.
Okay, teacher. I also wrote down the questions in my notebook.
Okay, so in any other related information, what happens, Sharia? I've seen quite a few occasions. Many speakers say that, "Oh, teacher, this animal is so interesting. I took the selfie, and it is in my, photo album. Whenever I go through the album, it always reminds me that interesting animal. Look, this is just the making up a story, nothing more. We don't know whether the person took the selfie or not. Nobody's going to challenge either. Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
the examiner is going to ask, "Oh, are you sure you took the photo?" No, examiner is only listening to you. All right. So always
Okay.
in the last part, which is any other related information, make and say something unusual. Okay, which makes the
Mhm.
examiner bit attentive to your speaking. Remember that. And also all the IELTS speaking part are recorded in an audio device because of the requirement of the exam and for the assessment of
Mhm.
marking, because the examiner is going to forget straight away. And also it
That's right.
happens quite often that some students always complain that, yeah, the student was undermarked, so they can appeal within the 28 days from the day of the test. I'm sure, Sharia, you know that because
EOR.
so what does
Yes, they call it EOR.
you are okay. In that case, the examiner has to send the your listening copy to the second examiner, and if the difference is more than one in scoring, then they give
Mhm.
you the average marking. Okay, like you got six, and after assessment, it is found that no, you deserve to get seven, so they will average it. Seven and six, average is 6.5. But in speaking,
Mhm.
you can get 6.5, right?
Yes.
So this is how it works. Okay, Medina and Sharia.
Okay.
I
Okay.
forgot what does EOR stands for. EOR.
I forgot it too. I just know it by its acronym EOR.
EOR. Okay. I'm trying to find out what does EOR mean. Um, EOR meaning in IELTS exam. Okay,
Mm.
I've found it.
Inquiry on results.
Inquiry on results. Yes, thank you. So this is all about, and if I showed that page once again, Modena, please send me your email address separately in inbox so I can email you later when I'm free. Remember
Um,
that we remember that make sure you study these words, linking words and speaking, and also as well as another reason is that when you're describing why it is an interesting animal, you can say this animal is so cuddly and so attractive. I like it. Another reason is that uh, then you explain why you like more. Okay.
Another reason is that
okay.
it has an interesting feature
Yes, or interesting color
that
or good.
makes it peculiar from other kinds of it.
uh, Peculiar is a negative connotation, honestly, Sharia. You can say
Okay.
that makes it different.
Okay.
Use synonyms. Sometimes some
Okay.
synonyms
It's
could be
different.
really objectionable. Let me give you example. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you say someone else, hey, you're fat, the people will be upset and angry. You're calling me fat. But if you say the synonyms
Mm-hmm.
like you have got overweight, that the
Obvious.
person doesn't mind, or you have got
Okay.
obesity, yeah, the person will
Okay.
not take it seriously. But if you say somebody else, "Hey, you're fat or you're fatty," Okay, so remember that sometimes using synonyms appropriately is a very amazing way to choose a word, and you have to be very careful, especially in public speaking. You never know who is going to
That's
be
right.
upset.
Funded.
Okay, then uh, also Medina, you give a cause and solutions. I guess because the animal has got beautiful eyes or amazing color. Okay,
Okay.
use this type of linking words, and it is important to use them in order to get good marks in IELTS exam. You have to use linking words, and that is like a mandatory thing, I say. Okay, then expressing its idea, like you say, I think the one important thing about the animal is that blah blah blah. Okay, or as Sharia said, I guess the animal is different because of look, because of its color, because of its eye, because of its legs, or because the way it works. Okay, give some examples, some physical feature, so that you talk a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes, teacher.
and also being clear, you can say what I mean is that the animal is blah blah blah. I'm just giving some hints so that you get a good
Okay.
idea and concept about describing anything. It is not only about animal. IELTS, this part always gives you the opportunity to talk about any topic, especially when you're going for a job interview or when you're presenting as a say marketing manager. You're a manager of a company, and you have to present in the annual meeting or staff meeting or monthly meeting. Sometimes you have to present like this. So uh, I suggest, if you remember, in writing part, we use introduction, body, and conclusion. Similarly, in speaking, organize like this: introduction, body, and conclusion. What you're going to talk, paraphrase the whole topic, and the body part, bring three, four ideas, and conclusion, you just add your own comment.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, teacher.
All right.
Mm.
Any other question, Sharia,
Um,
Madina?
Mm,
teacher,
no, sir.
like, can I make speaking again, like for about homework, for example?
You can make it as a
Can I do?
homework. Yep.
Uh-huh. Okay, thank
Uh, make it
you.
like a homework, and you can send me later if you want to.
Okay, of course. Of course.
Of course, yeah. Remember, our sound is not there.
Of
It's
course.
difficult, sometimes because we tend to forget because all these years we have been practicing in a different way. Suddenly, you know all the rules, and it seems to be difficult to follow it.
Okay, teacher.
All right. Any other question, Shariar?
Mhm.
Okay.
I have different question, but I will ask that question in different time. It's not related to IELTS. So
Okay. All right. So once again, please make sure when you talk about any topic, always, that's why you're given 1 minute and the paper and the pencil. Organize your ideas before you start speaking, what you're going to talk. And when you are organizing, once again, use these linking words. And if possible, use compound sentences and idioms. We have to remember that conversational English or spoken English is always different than written English. Because in spoken English, you have the opportunity to use those idioms and maybe sometimes dialect, like, oh my God, yeah, blimey. People use it very often. I've seen it as well, the IELTS exam. Or sometimes they use needless to say, all right? And few other phrases I've seen, like, oh, I'm over the moon. I heard it very often in IELTS exam. Or some people say cloud nine, yeah? Sharia, you know, cloud nine? That means similar meaning.
Yes, a very excited situation, very elated.
And only thing my advice would be avoid any memorized words. Many people use memorized words from like I can't remember from my head. Don't use this expression ever inside speaking. That is, you have copied it from someone else.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm,
and I and examiner will realize it if you copy it from someone else's conversation or some, you know, published paper, published article or journal. They can easily find out. Oh, that candidate is copying from there, but it's not like that. In IELTS speaking task, it is the creativity. It is your own way of expressing. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
okay.
All right. I was going to show you something again. Uh, anyway, we've got 5 more minutes. All right. So after part two, there is part three. I don't think we have got enough time, but let's go on. Sharia,
Okay, so
what kind of animals do people have in their homes?
mm, earlier people used to have domestic animals, but nowadays domestic animals mean I want to say that they would like to have cows or goats. But nowadays it's becoming a common scenario that people like to have dogs or cats, beautiful dogs, I should say, or beautiful cats.
Hmm. A lot of animals are getting extinct these days. What do you think about this? Why it is happening?
I think it's happening mostly because of we are destroying their habitat, the natural place where they used to live in. That's why they're not able to uh, grow properly. Their regeneration is becoming very difficult. Uh, that's why I think they're getting extinct.
Okay, sorry, sorry. I'll
So
be back
we
in one.
should.
I'll be back in 1 second. Yeah,
Okay.
carry on talking.
Okay. So I think we should take care of their natural habitat. Madina, are you there?
Yes, I am. What's extents? Oh, this
Extinct
is
means
a sentence. Mhm.
they're not there anymore. Like, the dinosaurs are extinct. They're not here on Earth anymore.
Mm, I get it a bit. Yeah, thank you, brother.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, I had to go
Okay.
quickly. Okay. Yes. Can you?
Earlier, people used animals for their work. Now, what do people use to do their work? Mostly, people depend on mechanical things, machines. Most day, where people rely on machines because of two things. I should say. One, firstly, people talk about animal protection and um, they talk about cruelty on animals a lot. That's why people stopped using animals for their work. Another thing is machines can do a lot of things than those animals. So combining these two things together, people are now using animals for their work more
Hmm.
than earlier.
Great. The last question. Researches are being conducted on animal. Is this a good idea?
Um, I would say that this is not a good idea to conduct research on animals, but we should focus on getting more appropriate alternatives. Until then, there's no option. That's why we can allow it, but I think we should look for alternates, so that we don't have to conduct research on animals. We can go for silico research. We can go for computer-based research conducting.
All right. Okay, Medina, would you like to take the screenshot? Maybe you can also do as a homework later. Okay.
Yes, teacher, I did.
Okay, because we haven't got enough time. We have got only 59 seconds now. Okay, that's pretty cool, more or less, Sharia, the way I've explained. But remember that in all of the IELTS question part 3, you'll get only 20 to 30 seconds. So in 20 to 30 seconds, you can always describe at least 3 to 4 sentences. If you're a good speaker, once again, do
Yes,
not use more than 3 or 4 sentences. Okay, one of my students recently had the IELTS test, and in the third part, it's a girl. She was explaining more, and the examiner is giving hints, but the girl didn't understand. And later, she didn't get good score, unfortunately. Okay,
Okay.
so because she was trying to say something irrelevant, which is not really good. Thank you very much, everyone. We've got 9 seconds. And Medina and Sharia and everyone, I'll see you later. You take care and bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye bye, teacher. Take care.